Wednesday, September 5th, Tuesday, 2017. It's like a whole brand new year, day after Labor Day. You know, how was your weekend?
Yeah. Well, we're back with the Investute podcast. It's not the first trading day in September, of course. We had that Friday.
Yeah,
but,
it doesn't count.
We'll probably do a little more volume today than Friday.
Traffic was a bear this morning. I mean, I don't drive. I ride my bike, but I was riding past a whole bunch of cars. A lot of people going back to school and stuff.
So many schools start today. It's I was lucky. I came in for my usual 5:30 in the morning workout. And you sent me that crazy video.
I know.
Of this insane individual just working out like a madman. If I can do just one of the things that he was doing.
Without weights.
Oh, my God. I mean, the guy was doing everything.
Yeah.
Push-ups, pull-ups, bench jumps.
How about that one where he was like double tapping the weights and then sliding them?
Yeah, that was... It's sick. You got to go to Andrew's feed, folks, and check it out. It was crazy. But... there are just, it's like Ninja Warrior stuff.
I ran an extra 3 minutes because I watched that video. And I think I wrote an extra 30 seconds. I went
nice.
10 minutes.
Pumped you up. Yeah. Good work.
And then I sat in the schwitz listening to my Robert listening to my Robert E. Lee book.
Wait, you're listening to it in the Steam?
Yeah, I listen to audiobooks.
It doesn't screw up your... whatchamacallit, your headphones or whatever?
Nah, I have Bose headphones.
Okay.
Of course, in class.
I've never had the inclination to bring mine
we'll have
the steam room.
We'll have to do our summer book club reviews as we go on. So Friday was a busy day.
It was fairly busy. Yeah, we had, the annual bridge tournament. Warren and you won the tournament as a team.
Yeah, I'm not going to tell you we cheated.
Hey, if Warren was in it, he was probably, using everything in his arsenal, as he usually does. We've got the, in October, we're going to have the poker tournament, too. Satan stopped by.
Hold on a second. It's a phone call.
Oh, God. As soon as we even speak about it, I see by the caller ID who's calling in, Andrew.
Hello?
Hey, Andrew. Yeah, of course, I was listening to the podcast. And
dude, you're worse than Facebook. They know exactly like what you do. So you're Facebook. You know exactly what we're talking about you.
You really think you're in that office alone, Andrew? I mean, I've got ears everywhere.
Man, I'm telling you. It's like, you're anyway, what do you want?
Well, I had to call up because I finally traded out of my Bitcoin.
I know, it hit 5,000.
Hit 5,000.
Did you guys have a party down there?
No. Well, it was one of those all-you-can-drink parties.
Yeah. Water.
BYOB.
Satan loves those kinds of parties. I make money off of those,
All right, so what's the new scam? I hear you got a new one this
All right, this is better than Bitcoin. Much better. Bitcoin, total scam. But this is real. So, turns out, everybody's giving all this money to the Red Cross, right?
Oh, yeah.
Okay. So
hurricanes are big business.
People gave money to the Red Cross like crazy. Well, you know what? Satan figured out if I put a few people, some of my minions, into these call centers, and they're writing down credit card numbers and expiration dates and that code, right? That 3-digit code.
Yeah.
Well, you can use that more than once. So what Satan did was, for everybody that called in and gave $1,000, very next day we run another $1,000. If you give $500, very next day we'll run $500. Except the second day it goes to Satan, not to the Red Cross.
Is nothing sacred down there?
Sacred? What are you talking about? Sacred, Andrew. The whole deal is figuring out a way to scam people. That's what Satan does. So what I did was, how many $1 billion do you think the Red Cross needs? They get it. I'm not taking it from them. But then, a little something for the devil over on the side. So, I don't know if you know this, Andrew, but it takes a lot of dough to run hell. That brimstone doesn't come cheap. You ever seen brimstone? You can't go buy it at Home Depot.
All right, and you got another hurricane coming. Is that your...
Yeah, well, so I figured, Harvey's kind of, worn itself out. Yeah, people will still give money for a while, but I figure, you know what? I get an evil butterfly to start flapping its wings over in Africa. Next thing you know, the wind's coming across. It's getting bigger and bigger. Irma's a Cat 5 hurricane hitting the Caribbean. Now, you folks out there, you should be giving money to the Red Cross right now because Satan needs a little money, and the more money you give to all these charities, the more the possibilities are that some of my minions could be sliding a little over into Satan's fun account.
Nice work. Hey, Satan.
You know what, Andrew? Satan, you scammed me.
What are you talking about?
Well, my wife, she gave $1,000 to the Red Cross relief. And since you were talking about this, I just pulled it up. I was hit with another $1,000 the next day.
John, did you see where that account cleared? It goes into Satan's little... Well, Andrew, remember when you stayed out in Satan's little shitbox? Out in L.A., SLS?
Yeah, I do. That was kind of a nice...
It's all dark, can't see anything.
Yeah, I like that hotel. That was nice.
Yeah, Beverly Hills, baby. Hollywood, love it. But anyway, John, sorry about that. As a professional courtesy, I might have to back out that charge. Because you know what they say, Andrew? If a trader falls into a shark tank, you know why the shark doesn't eat him?
No, why?
Professional courtesy.
All right, see, we got to go. We got a podcast to do here, okay?
Oh, well, okay.
We'll keep that in mind next
Make
time.
sure you give me a good trade, though, because some of the trades you give me, I'm going to use some of Satan's little, kitty here to trade some of these stocks.
So, John.
I can't believe he scammed me, Andrew.
Well,
that's
what Satan does. That's his job.
I guess.
I tell you what Satan, I think, is doing today. He's buying puts in GE. What did that company do to
They must have pissed Satan off is what they must have done.
My God.
Yeah, look at this, folks. General Electric, September 2450 puts, 9,600 of them trade. God. Bang, 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 like that. Big blocks. They're only paying 17 or 18 cents, but the stock is, $24.94. So let's say 50 cents above the strike, more or less. And they're saying this thing could go whoosh down through that strike.
I'm telling you, this is like one of my smallest positions. And the reason is I've always liked GE. I've always told my clients, and this was 20 years ago.
Used to be a blue chip company.
Yeah, I used to tell them, look, it's the oldest stock in the Dow. It's been around since the Dow started. It's the only stock in the Dow that's been in the Dow. It's a AAA rated company. It was until this financial crisis hit. You're worried about currencies around the world. It's in every country. I mean, you could go down the list. It's not a mutual fund, but it's like a mutual fund because they're so invested in all this stuff. It pays a dividend. I mean, you can go down the list and say, buy this stock, hold on to it, and forget about it. It's not going to move that much, and it's going to pay you a dividend. You're not have to pay management fees, etc. What a POS. This thing is gone. I mean, I took a small little position because we saw some call buying in it. I mean, a real small position. Just so I could get the dividend. I could say I own some GE again, right?
Mm-hmm.
The thing is, it did nothing but...
It was down 5% in the month of August.
Crap the bed. And now they want to crap the bed again. They're 2450 puts.
The good news, Andrew?
What?
Is it pays nearly a 4% dividend now. Because the lower it goes, the higher the dividend yield.
I know, that's how it works.
So it's nearly 4%, folks. It's 3.86
I'll buy more.
As of this morning.
If it goes, 24?
Oh, my
23?
God. I mean, this one is totally FUBAR.
With that put action, you've seen this before. 9,600, September 24.5 puts.
It's down 20% since March.
So let's say they bought these for like 18 cents. Let's say they want to make a double, like 50 cents. That means
they just need the stock to go to 24 to do that, right?
Or below 24, then we get panic.
Yep.
Then it becomes a big story.
Oh.
What the hell's going on with GE?
This is a horrible
Could you imagine
situation.
if CNBC still owned them?
Oh.
Or they still own CNBC? You guys would have to talk about it all day long. Now, Comcast, they got off on the Comcast ship. Nice.
Well, I see a couple of Satan's stocks, too. Travelers, Insurance, the umbrella guys, Travelers, TRV. They're buying puts in there, too, Andrew. September 115 puts with the stock at 117.50. They're buying the September 15 puts in TRV.
Were you thinking liability from the hurricane?
Yeah. I think potential, and The interesting part about insurance companies, you probably know this, Andrew, they can write off, they can basically say, we think it's going to be $1 billion storm. They can take that hit to earnings. Now, here's the funny part. If it doesn't do that damage, in other words, if it spins off into the Atlantic and goes north and east instead of hitting, Florida and Carolinas and so forth, they can take that as profit.
Because it didn't.
It's a little thing Satan must have set up for him with the insurance.
So he's probably involved.
Scam.
He's probably got an arbitrage going between GE and Travelers.
I got Progressive, but that's not, that's car insurance primarily, right?
Yeah.
Progressive. But you saw what happened in Houston. I don't think 500,000 cars are going to flood on this one, but they were trapped in Houston. They couldn't, and the reservoirs overflowed, and they had to release out of the reservoirs. So they think 500,000 cars are getting hit with that. Let's see, what else are they doing? Anything?
I'm tempted to talk about Apple with their $1,000 phone. You heard about that?
I'm hearing that the new one might be 1,000.
Yeah, 64 gigs, entry level, $1,000, but they're going to give away free stuff. I don't know.
Free stuff.
Who knows? Well, I don't know how much more free you want. Like, how about a free phone?
They're not doing free phones, but you know what they do? They're smart. They're like a car company. They're out there saying, you know what? It's only $40 a month. In other words, they take it down to what you can pay on a monthly basis.
That's how you get your head ripped off.
Oh yeah.
How about like another 12 months? And how about we'll send you into the finance booth?
Into the finance booth.
It's only one
with Satan.
How about 7% rather than 6%? So then they make the next thing you know, you're getting your head ripped off. So what else do we have?
DWDP, this one hit. DWDP, which is Dow Dupont. They had to add both of them to it. The stock kind of traded down this morning, but people came scrambling in, buying some in-the-money calls.
You know why
I'm not terribly bullish on that one.
You know why I like that stock?
Why?
Remember that crazy bastard, the guy, the wrestler? They did that movie. He was the head of Dupont. And he was
yeah. Steve Carell played the guy in Foxcatcher.
Yeah.
And that was Channing Tatum was in there.
That's near my house. Dupont, like out
the
in
Dupont.
Villanova. That's like in my whole neighborhood back there, and I always thought it was kind of cool, because I saw the movie. But the first thing they did with that wrestling dude, remember they gave him that? He gave him the house.
Yep.
And they said, "Here, stay here." And he goes, "Here, watch this videotape." And he popped it in, and it was like, "We're the Dow Chemical Company, the DuPont Chemical Company. We've been doing business since the Revolutionary War." And like a picture of George Washington came up. I'm like, "Oh, that's kind of cool, man," because they want you to know that we go back a long way with the U.S. government and munitions and gunpowder and all this other crap. And I was always like, oh, "That's kind of cool." And then they got bought. So anyway, that's the only reason I kind of.
Here's one I like on the bullish side, Andrew. These guys surprised not too long ago, Urban Outfitters, URBN. I guess it's a back-to-school play. Stuff's going to start getting reported here as far as how back-to-school sales went. They're buying the SEP 22 calls. Stock's at 21.25. You take a look at a one-month chart of this one. It gapped up on the 15th of August from, say, what was that, Andrew? 16, 17 bucks, gapped over 20. And it's held. It's been over 20 since, and it's trying to churn its way higher. Cheap shot, though. Urban Outfitters, SEP 22s for 50 cents. They traded 3,300 of them. They also sold 7,000 October 18 puts for 25 cents. So more or less, since that's twice as many puts sold as calls bought, and they're half the price, the guy's in the trade, the guy or gal did this thing for next to zero. Granted, they've got risk to the downside. I'm not telling people this is a risk-free trade. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying somebody big sold 7,000 puts for 25 cents, and they bought 3,300 calls for 50 cents. Basically, you put no money down with that trade, and you own the stock to the upside at 22. Interesting play.
All right. Well, the good thing that Satan called in today, I don't know, should I put block?
I don't know if it's so good that he called in today.
I should block him on my phone.
Well, it's always scary when on Andrew's cell phone you see hell as the caller ID.
I know. And then he listens. I know he's probably listening right now.
Probably laughing right now.
Yeah.
Well, I tell you what, the guy made a great sale in Ethereum and in Bitcoin. He sold Ethereum at almost 400, and now it's 314. He sold Bitcoin at 5,000. Now it's 4,400. So those were two great trades, and now he says he's out.
The currency of
Remember, folks, you can subscribe over at iTunes, YouTube, Google Play. Bunch of ways to get the show every day. Send us a comment. Thanks for listening. See you tomorrow.